the TLG Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.
Yeah. A warm welcome to all our esteemed participants. Thank you for joining us today. We are thrilled to have you here. My name is Misam Hussain.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Business Development Manager at TLG Global, and I'll be your moderator for the exciting session today. Together, let's explore the incredible opportunities ahead. Today, we will be focusing on exploring the opportunity available through the European Residency with the special highlights on our newly launched Latvia Residency program. This program offers unique advantages whether you are looking to expand your business, enjoy the European lifestyle, or simply benefit for access to the entire Schengen region. As most of you may know, TLG Global is committed to providing comprehensive solution for individuals seeking to expand their horizons and enjoy the benefit of securing the European residency. With an impressive track record of 27 plus projects across the globe, over 130 million euro worth of asset portfolio, 300 plus investors, we are committed to assigning you navigate this journey smoothly. Our expert panel will share insight, answer your questions, and guide you through the process, ensuring you leave feeling informed and empowered. Please feel free to post your questions in chat and Q&A section, and we'll address as many as possible during the Q&A segment towards the end of this session. Thank you again for being here. Let's dive in and discover how the Latvia Residency Program can be your gateway to the brighter future in Europe. Let's get started. And for the speakers, we have Mr. Abdul Basit, who is the founder and CEO of TEG Group. We have Mr. Carlos Quirin, Director of Business Development at TLG Global. Welcome, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Now, a small disclaimer. This presentation is for LUXE Smart Hospitality Investment stakeholder only, providing insight into TLG Global, the LUXE Group, and its subsidiaries. It is not an offer to buy, sell securities and provide financial, legal, or regulatory advice. Do not share publicly without written consent. Includes forward-looking statements subject to risk. Financial data is as of October 1st, 2024, and updates will only be provided if legally required. Thank you so much. Now let's get started. I would like to request Carlos Quirin. Carlos is highly accomplished professional with years of experience in business development, leadership, and real estate. Currently serving as Director of Business Development at TLG Global. Carlos plays a pivotal role in driving the company's growth strategies, forging strategic partnership, and expanding its market presence. As a seasoned real estate expert, Carlos brings a wealth of knowledge and proven track record of navigating the complexity of real estate market. His ability to identify opportunities, build strong client relation, and deliver exceptional outcomes has made him trusted in the industry. Over to you, Carlos.
Thank you so much, Misam. Just want to, before all, to confirm if I am audible, because I had some interruption while you were talking. Please, can you confirm that I'm audible and you can hear me well? There are some connection issues.
Okay, Carlos, we can hear you, so you can go ahead.
Okay, great. So seems to be some, sorry folks, there is some instability in the internet. I don't know if it's on this side or your side, but well, you have confirmed that I'm audible, so let's proceed. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Misam. And also to our distinguished guests to be here at this TLG webinar as well. It's a pleasure and an honor for us to have you with us. So before passing on to you, I'll just make a quick introduction about our group, TLG Global. So for those who don't know us yet, TLG Global stands for Delacani Group. So we are a global family office, okay? Initially established in 1983, started as real estate developers, and we are still real estate developers, among other sectors of activity that we have, meanwhile, also open and explore all over the world. So just some rough numbers about the company. Right now we are headquartered in Portugal, where we are right now with 27 projects ongoing, most of them hotels. So we are of course in different stages of construction. We have several assets that we are developing as real estate developers. Besides that, we have been one of the key players in Portugal in the Golden Visa scheme in the last years. So in 2023, we managed to process around 350 families in our Golden Visa programs and projects in Portugal. We have made more than 1,000 applications for the Portuguese Golden Visa. And as a licensed asset manager in Portugal, we are now have under license around 150 million euros portfolio properties under our management, okay? Apart from that, the company has grown right now with more than 300 employees all over the world. And our global presence, it's basically we have the headquarters in Lisbon. We have office in India, Hyderabad, where my colleague Sam is right now. We also have office recently opened in Dubai, so you can visit us right next to Burj Khalifa, okay? So be happy to receive you there. Also 2 offices in China, where we started 1.5 years ago, our procurement arm there as well. And also recently opened our office in Riga, Latvia, of course, due to our new project there and the future hotel opening in the center of Riga. And basically, this is just to give you an overall idea about the company that we also have within our own companies or group of companies, a construction company. So we tend to not just develop, but really construct and build our own projects. So we have a team of architects, engineers in-house. Besides that, we have a team, also a company to make the entire international procurement of equipments and materials. So we tend to reduce costs of our projects around 40% with this operation. And we can, of course, hotel operators, as we are opening 4 hotels this year in Portugal under the Wyndham brand umbrella. So Wyndham has brands like Ramada, Wyndham, of course, Trip Hotels and others. And we are proud to be part of that partnership with the leading company in terms of hospitality, with more than 9,000 hotels worldwide and 750,000 rooms. Okay, so these are some of our partners. So as I was explaining, Wyndham has brands like Ramada and others. We are opening our first hotels in Portugal. Right now we have 600 hotel room keys on the pipeline to open, but we have a target to double that number in the next 1 to 2 years to have 1,200,000 rooms in Portugal. So that's the target, and I think we will reach it. Right now, we have 4 pre-openings to focus as well to open until the summer. These next hotels in Portugal. Like I was saying, CVCC, it's our construction company. L Hotels is our operating hotel brand. Okay. We also provide administrative and legal consulting to our investors and clients. And the other brands that we have is the supply chain, which is the procurement arm. So basically we can, of course, reduce a lot of costs of construction and equipping hotels, not just to us, but to any investor that is interested in investing in hotels. And also TLG Technology from our India office. We are now, you will see during the presentation, that we are providing our hotels with a smart technology in all of our hotels. So just to give you also, I already spoke a little bit about our portfolio. So in here you can see, of course, the presentation will be sharing the presentation to everyone after the webinar. But in the previous slide, you could see that we have, I would say 80% of the portfolio is focused on hospitality assets, namely hotels, 4-star hotels and resorts. But also we have residential buildings and office buildings as well in Portugal. Okay, in terms of our, let's say, track record as an asset manager, I would like to share you just some rough numbers about our performance. So in the Class and Business Fund, which is the Portuguese designation of this company is SICAFI. Okay, so this fund has provided is a 105 million euro fund, 11 projects invested. We have an internal rate of return of around 18%, more or less, and an appreciation rate of 151%. Okay. On the other hand, the other fund that we launched, Oasis, more focused on resorts. We have a fund size of 23 million with one project in Lisbon, which is a luxury resort of 36 villas, right outside of Lisbon, 50 minutes from the airport. Also a Wyndham brand in this case. And the internal rate of return was around 14%. So our track record, as you can see, we deliver to our investors on average from 14 to 18% of returns when they invest with us. Passing the ball to our dear friend, Mr. Abdul Basit. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for inviting to everyone who is listening. Yes, company names are very similar, TEG and TLG, but it's two different companies, and we collaborate very well. We have been working together since TLG started the projects in Portugal, and pleased to be here today, joining you all.
Is ours.
I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit what we do. We are basically based in UAE, working with different collaborators in different countries. Companies like TLG, who have a very strong holding in the market and who have very good projects and with a very good track records. We always make sure we work with the companies who have exceptional track records, who are there to deliver, not just to write it on paper. So we work with the companies, with the firms, with the projects, with the investments that are delivering and continue to give results to their clients. We deal in investment-based immigration in different countries, including Caribbean, some European countries that include Portugal, Latvia, Hungary, Malta, and Greece. Other than that, we also deal in USA, UK, and Turkey. This is something we do in the domain of the immigration. We are specialized in investment immigration only. We do not deal in any other kind of immigration. Other than that, we are also into a brokerage of franchises. We do help finding different franchises in different countries to people who are interested, and we also are representing different companies in Middle East as their feet on the ground. So this is basically what we do. We have an office in Dubai and we have a branch office in Pakistan as well, with a very good team of agents working throughout the Middle East and some more countries. That's what TEG does. Why Latvia? I think Carlos is the better person to answer that question. Why Latvia? And I would also love to hear from you, Carlos. Of course. I remember when I met Rahim last time, I asked him the same question, and I would love to have this answered by you.
Of course. So thank you so much for that introduction of your business, and it's really remarkable. Why Latvia? First, there is snow in Latvia. That's always a plus. You can go skiing, okay? But yeah, of course, in terms of business point stand of view, so Latvia has a lot to offer. Besides being an European Union country, it's also a NATO country, so it's a social and political stable country, okay? And we are living in, some uncertain times, let's say, in terms of geopolitical. So, but at the end of the day, we are talking about a country that borders Russia, indeed, borders Belarus, borders Lithuania, Estonia, and Finland, and Sweden. Well, by the sea, by the Baltic, of course. But we are talking about a country that is of the European Union and a NATO, sorry, also a country that belongs to NATO. Okay, so it has a lot of political and social stability. It has been considered the 8th strongest passport out of 184 countries. Apart from being, because of its, it's a country with a lot of history, and it has a lot of, that old European architecture like castles and all of that, which is amazing. But apart from that, they have such a marvelous modern infrastructure as well. So if you visit Riga, I think you'll like, of course, the sense of the city and the country itself. And a part of that, we are talking about a very educated country. We are talking, I would say that 90 to 95% of the people there speak English fluently, or at least to maintain a conversation. If you go to the public services, and sometimes this is, I know our investors, they go invest in several countries, they have this difficulty with the language. I can assure you that in Latvia, I would say 95% of the public officers, they can have a good conversation in English. So this is, of course, a plus. So this shows also the level of education and literacy in the country, and can provide, of course, with all of this, a better quality of life for those interested in moving to Latvia, okay? Those that are more interested in acquiring a residency by investment, let me also tell you that in terms of the program in Latvia, before I dive into the Golden Visa criteria, the Latvian program does not require a minimum stay like other programs. For example, Portugal, we are required to travel to the country 7 days per year, okay? The Latvian law does not require that, okay? So the minimum requirement, let's say it like that, I will explain a little bit better further in this presentation. It will be just 1 day per year, okay? So in terms of the Golden Visa eligibility criteria in Latvia, so we have several options in Latvia to acquire a so-called Golden Visa. We are talking about a temporary residency permit. This permit is given for a period of 5 years, and within those 5 years, what is required is the card as an expiration date, the first card, okay? So the card that you receive as a resident in Latvia, you need to renew it every year. So if you don't move to Latvia to reside there, because you have that permit, of course, if you don't move to Latvia, you need to go to Latvia at least 1 day per year to renew the card, not the permit, okay? So you have the permit for 5 years, and that after that is approved, you just need to renew the card, okay? In Latvia, to obtain this temporary residency, you have 2 ways to obtain it by investment. And you have a possibility to invest in real estate properties, 250,000 euros, or invest in the increase the share capital of the company with a minimum of 50,000 euros, okay? And on the other hand, you have the option of the 100,000 euros as well. The difference, and now I'm sharing this with you because our program is focused on the 100,000 euros investment, and I will explain you why, and why it is more safe and secure for the investors. So on the 50,000 euros option, you are investing in companies. First, they have a cap on the number of investors that they can onboard. This cap is 10 investors per company, meaning the company would raise 500,000 euros to continue its business, but then the company needs to comply also every year with the taxes to pay to the authorities with a minimum of 40,000 euros in taxes. If the company does not comply, the investor or the new shareholder would lose, of course, the residency card, okay? So typically in this option, and I'm just differentiating both options available, this option of the 50,000 euros that if you go online, you can check it and you see for 50, 60, 70, sometimes they put the prices they want. We were in Latvia exploring this option, but we found a big problem. The problem is this: with the cap of 10 investors, it's hard to deliver a good project, a reliable project, and a financial stable project to our investors. So the solution would be to open several companies, and that is not an option, of course, and not feasible. And typically, the companies that do this 50K option, let's call it like that, we're talking about small business. In this small business, we're talking about companies with a very low social capital, 1,000 euros. They onboard the clients, and then you are investing in a small restaurant or in a small, I'd say, car wash or something, those types of deals. And the probability of your investment and the company does not perform well, and the investor may lose his investment, it's high. It's very high, and we've seen it happen. Okay, so on the other hand, we have the option of the 100,000 euros, and this, if you could come to the previous slide, Sam, if you don't mind, if we can show the eligibility criteria. No, previous one. The eligibility criteria before. We're having some technical issues, but no worries. They'll find a way. Previous. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. So if you see, the eligibility criteria for the option of the 100K is different. Well, the state demands that the company where you invest, or the investor invests, needs to have three important things. Needs to have a 10 million annual turnover, needs to have a minimum of 50 employees, and needs to generate 100,000 euros in taxes per year. Okay, so our company, I'll show the structure a little bit more ahead, has complied with all of these criteria. We have more than 10 million annual turnover. In fact, we have a social capital of 11.9 million in the company. We have more than 50 employees, and we are generating enough money in taxes to comply with the authorities. Okay. In fact, let me share you something with you. We have studied the Latvian option for almost 1 year, and this also demands not just our time and our effort as a team, but also our investment. Literally, why doesn't anybody made this took this step before? Because this has been available for the past 10 years, this option, and we only see the 50K option in Latvia. Because literally, we also needed to invest more than 10 million of our own money to create this project in Latvia. So this shows also our commitment and how do we believe in this project, and how do we believe in Latvia, and how do we believe our investors will have a success product with LUXE 1, which is the name of the product. Okay. Apart from that, we have, I would say, record processing times in Latvia, which you can get your card, your residency card, in 2 months or even in 2 weeks, which I will explain you both options. And from what we know in terms of the residency by investment market, and for sure my panelist colleague will also be able to confirm that, it's not usual and common to have these processing times on a residency program. We have a waiting period in Portugal over 2 years to receive the first card, and this limits a lot the investment, because nowadays people want, they want to have their card fast, and they want to be able to move and to relocate if needed very fast. Okay, if we can proceed to the next slide. So what is LUXE 1? So basically I already disclosed pretty much of the investor, but just to recap, the law says, and of course you need to invest in a Latvian company, which L Hotels Latvia SIA is the name of the company, and become a shareholder. So basically you'll be becoming a minority shareholder in our company, and this company will be focused on the hospitality sector. So we'll be investing, owning, and operating a 4-star hotel in the center of Riga. Okay, and this hotel will provide several amenities like exquisite accommodations and exceptional service, gourmet dining, and we also be investing in smart hospitality concept. Okay, so this will try to provide the hotels with more technology to improve, first, reduce the costs of the operation, to make it more profitable and less risky to our investors, but also to provide new experiences to our guests, so they can stay in our hotel and remember us not just as another hotel, but that smart hotel. Okay, so in here you can see a small resume of what I have been, presenting. So you have 100,000 euros minimum investment in the share capital of the company. You become a minority shareholder. You have 1 day per year that you are required to go to Latvia. After 10 years, yes, there is a possibility of eligibility for passport. Okay, But this is not a program to obtain a permanent residency by investment. It's a program that you obtain the temporary residency by investment. But if you wish to invest more of your time, not your money, more of your time in Latvia, you may achieve the permanent residency and ultimately, of course, eligible for passport. Okay, the law in Latvia requires you to demonstrate at least a 5 years, a 4-year period of continuous address in Latvia and show integration in the community. So after 5 years of the temporary residency, you can go that path. You can choose, okay, I want to explore more of Latvia, I want to stay more time. Don't just go there one day, show integration. And that is what the law says about Latvia, okay? At the end of the day, it will be, of course, depending on the approval of the government to, give you the permanent residency or not, but it's a way, and we have seen successful cases of previous investors in the past obtaining now Latvian passport, okay? But at the end of the day, the program is a 5-year program of residency, temporary residency, okay, which can be renewed also after 5 years, as long as you maintain your investment. You don't need to lose your investment in your card. You can maintain your investment. You can renew for 5 more years. Also, we provide you 100% guaranteed buyback. There is one other cost for the investor, which is a 10,000 euro donation to the state budget of Latvia. Okay, it's not to us as a developer, it's to the government. And some of our viewers may say it's a 10,000 donation, it's almost 10% of the investment. It is true. But if you look at other programs in the market and you look the prices that they ask for example, the issue of the residency cards, in Portugal, it's around 7,000 euros. And if it's on one applicant, we're talking about at least 2 renewals. We're talking about an investment per a main applicant, more than 15,000 or 20,000 just in fees and little fees and cards and renewals, okay? In Latvia, you have for the entire program, 2,000 euros, 2,500 for the entire 5-year program for the main applicant. And for the dependents, 1,000 euros, okay? So yes, there is a donation, but if you put it, and compare with other programs, you are actually saving money because the costs and the fees of the cards are very, very low, okay? And also in other programs, you pay for the card and you don't see the money. So it's like a donation to get the card. So as I was telling you, 5-year program, the investment that we are targeting to make minimum of 60% in Latvia, but the company may also see other business opportunities in other countries in Europe, okay? It's not mandatory that we invest outside of Latvia, but we also are reserving the right to, if you see good business opportunities, to also invest in other rising markets. The target size for this window, we open a window of 100 investors with these conditions. And why am I emphasizing this? Because we have already reached, I would say, almost 50% of the slots available right now. And we just launched this. We don't have 1 month yet. So these conditions are available at this point. And when you reach the 100 investors window, we will open a new window. Probably we will name LUXE 2, okay, of investment. We cannot confirm at this time the conditions that we can provide. So if you are interested, I urge you to get in touch to secure your slot. And also because of the processing times, because we are expecting a big influx of clients. Until the end of the year, we expect to have at least 500 clients enter this program. And this may cause in the future more delays on the processing times. So if you take a look at the Portugal program, for example, in 2019, the time to have your application processed and get your first card was around 3 months, okay? Right now, we're talking about 2 to 3 years because there was a lot of new investors coming to Portugal. And so we expect that in the near future, this may also happen in Latvia. So right now, we can assure you that you can get your residency card even in 2 weeks if you go to submit the application directly in Latvia. Last but not least, we are offering to all investors in LUXE 1, in this window of investment, 7 days free stay annually in any of our hotels. Latvia, Portugal, or if you open a hotel in another country, you are free to use you and the entire family under the same application, okay? So in terms of structure, how is this structure of our product, of our project? So we like to present everything clear for the investors to understand. And basically, the structure is, as you see, is pretty simple. The investor becomes a new minority shareholder by transferring the funds into LHotels Latvia SIA, which is the company we own in Latvia. This company has two other subsidiaries company, Sia Orai and Sia Amanana. And this company, by investing in this company, you become a minority shareholder. Okay. Once you become a minority shareholder, you are eligible to submit your application for the Latvian Golden visa. Okay. This company, as I told you before, has a social capital, excuse me, of almost 12 million euros. But not just that, we are also providing a collateral, a real estate collateral, which is a project that we have in Portugal. Wyndham Residencies is a luxury resort outside of Lisbon, 50 minutes from the airport. 36 luxury villas, clubhouse, a lot of paddle courses, 16 acres of land. So it's really, you know, a great project that will be operational by this summer in Portugal. And the owner of that project is LHotels Latvia. Meaning, when you invest in LHotels Latvia, you're investing in a company with 12 million euros social capital, and also with an existing collateral, a real estate property that is worth 23 million euros. Apart from that, of course, our project in Latvia will be to invest in smart hotels, as you may see, hotel technology, and hospitality education as well. So the company in the future, of course, with the help of our investors, will own more assets in the future, generate more revenue, generate more profit, and of course, assure and guarantee the success of your investment. So in terms of documentation process, I'll be pretty simple and pretty clear about the process. So to kick off the process, we just need to receive the passport copy and the proof of address and just make a simple KYC. Okay. Once that is done and confirmed on our side, we request the investors to make the reservation agreement, okay, to secure their slot. This is a 10,000 reservation agreement, totally refundable, of course, but this will guarantee your slot before, you know, it may end. So with that signed and the funds transfer, our legal team will also start working on the investor agreement contracts and drafts to be signed, sent to the client, and then the client reviews, of course, and signs the agreement. Transfers the 100,000 euros to the company, to the bank account of LHotels Latvia. And with that, our team in Riga, we have our own legal team there and support team, will go to the business registry office and register the investor as a new minority shareholder of the company. So once that is done, he has all the documentation he needs to submit his application. Of course, if he wants to add dependents, if he's married, he or she is married, needs to present the marriage certificate, and if they have children, they need to present the birth certificate of the children. To be eligible, the children must be under 18 years old before the date of application, okay? And you can add spouse, husband and wife. If you wish to add other dependents, like parents, grandparents, or siblings, it will have to be through another application, okay? Not under the same application. So after you receive all the documentation, we register you as a shareholder. You have two options of applying and submitting your application to the Latvian authorities. You can either go to your embassy, to the Latvian embassy in the country you are living, and make the submission, and that process will take around 2 months for you to get called to make the biometrics in Latvia. And once you go there, in 2-3 days, you have the card in your hand. So this process takes around 2.5 months from the date of application to the date you receive the card. The other process is if you can travel to Riga and submit in person at the PMLP office, the immigration agency, we are talking about 2 weeks. So they finish the process in around 10 days, the analysis, they approve, they call you for the biometrics, and 2 or 3 days after, you get the card in your hand. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's talk numbers. So as I told you, reservation to confirm the investment, we are talking about 10,000 euros. To complete the investment, of course, the 100,000, then you refund the investment of 10,000 euros, okay? You may see there an optional investment increase at 4% of ROI. This is an option, okay? I'm not gonna dive in much to this, but if you are an investor and you want to invest more than 100,000 euros, we have created this option that with an extra 50,000 euros as a loan to the company, you can provide a 4% ROI on that loan, which would be 2,000 euros per year times 5 years. It's 10,000 euros, okay? So this is for those investors that also want some ROI to also try to balance with the state budget that they are paying, the 10,000 donation, okay? But this is an option, okay? The minimum and mandatory is 100,000 euros, okay? On the next slide, you can see the rest of the costs of the entire program, okay? This will be shareable, and we'll be sharing this presentation. I'm just going to give you the rough numbers. I think this is the more important for now, which is, as you can see, with the visa application, renewals, issuing the cards and all of that, the main applicant, his cost is 12,465 euros, counting with the donation. So the effective cost without the donation are 2,500 euros for the 5-year program. If you, for the dependents, we are talking about around 1,000 euros per dependent. The costs may vary if it's a minor dependent or an adult dependent, okay? But on average, you know, it's around 1,000 euros per applicant for the entire 5-year program, okay? Then you may have some other, let's call it soft costs that may arise if you want to open a bank account there and, you know, keep it open. It's not mandatory, but we advise, because every time you need to go there, you need to go there 1 year, 1 time per year at least, make some payments to issue a new card and all of that. If you have a Latvian bank account in euros, it's more comfortable for you, okay?
Thank you so much, Carlos, for all the insights you have provided about the program. And also, Mr. Abdul Basit, thank you so much for the detailed information about your company and the European residency. The next segment, what we are going to discuss is the viewpoint. So here we are going to hear from both our speaker about a topic which is for this week is residency by investment and its impact on the global mobility. So if I ask Mr. Abdul Basit, if you can give your point on this particular topic.
Sure. Thank you so much. Before I say something on this, I want to mention a couple of points that Carlos mentioned, and they're very important. Whoever is listening to us, the timeline of the process, it is very important. Right now, if you look at other programs, if you compare it to any other program, either it's citizenship by investment or residency by investment, you do not see such timeline what Latvia is offering right now. So it's a great opportunity to avail that timeline. And the second thing that I want to put emphasis on is the language. As Carlos mentioned, there are about 95% people who can speak English very easily, and that's a very big factor. If you go to Europe anywhere, you do feel the pressure of the language, and in most of the places you're unable to understand or speak in the same language. So it is definitely very helpful if they speak English during their regular day-to-day life. So these 2 points are maybe they may sound very small things, but they're very important when you look at it for a long-term perspective. Talking about residence by investment and its impact on global mobility. See, we all know what world politics are facing right now. Every country has having some kind of issue. Every country is having some kind of a problem right now. Either you look at West or you look at East, you look at Asia or anywhere, you do see that there are changes happening around the world. Having a plan B with the residence investment is very important. Everyone, I believe everyone should have a plan B right now. And residence by investment in a country like Latvia is a very, very useful thing. Let's say uh, something happens and you're unable to travel, you have that door open where when you can go to Latvia and start living there. Or you have a Schengen, the whole Europe open for you. If you're a businessman, if you look at it, you need to travel for your work. You do not need to get into the lines for the visa and everything. Talking about visas, if you look at the queues for visa right now, we're sitting in Dubai right now, and if you look at the appointment schedule in Dubai, there are no appointments available for next 3 to 4 months in embassies. So if you're a businessman and if you need to travel for your work, you are stuck with that. So having a residency by investment as a plan B, it can make a massive impact on your business and your day-to-day life as well. So it opens the ways. You have, as the word mentions, global mobility. There's nothing to say about it. It's there. It's defining itself. So you have your residency. You need to travel. You just buy a ticket and fly. That's basically it. So this is how important it is right now. And with the world politics, with the changes happening around the world, everyone should have a plan B. And residence by investment is definitely that plan B that everyone should look at. What would you say, Carlos?
Well, I have to agree, of course, with you, and also totally agree. And with the geopolitical situation that we live right now, having a plan B, and we see that, of course, in the industry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdul Basit. That was definitely a good, suggestion. And
we're having internet.
I will request Carlos.
You are a little bit delayed.
That's fine. That happens.
You're not aware of that, Misam, but I think it's the internet connection. Not a problem. We understand. But there is a delay. But yeah, I was already providing the answer. There is a delay on the speaking. Okay. But just going back to that point of view, I agree. It's a plan B and the plan B solution, with the situation right now. We see a lot of investors that, some of them already have a plan. I want to, have the residency by investment because I need to, make more business with Europe. In the future, next year I'll have this. This is important. I need to have access to Schengen space because of whatever. But we also see a lot of people that saying, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I need to have a plan B if something happens, and to secure a fast way of traveling to Europe. From being in Europe also can provide me more access to other countries, of course. So this is something that we are seeing a lot lately. I would say just lately, but it's also a plan B option for investors that, are looking for a secure, brighter future or a safer future in some cases, unfortunately, to run away from situations in conflict or that were in conflict until very recently, not so stable in terms of politics and social, and they want to secure, future for their family. So this, I would say, is the main reason. And in terms of impacting the global mobility, by having this residency by investment, of course, this speeds up the process. It gives them tools to, and of course, has a big impact by providing this mobility. That we all know it's not easy when you don't have, for example, a Schengen visa to get access to travel to Europe or to other country in the world. Borders are literally limiting this mobility, and this provides you, this possibility of crossing those borders much more easier, of course.
Yeah, thank you so much, Carlos. I think this was quite insightful. about the whole discussion about this topic. And here we come to an end to our webinar for this week. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to our speaker, Mr. Abdul Basit Carlos. Thank you so much. We will meet you guys next week.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Misam. Thank you, sir.
The Latvia Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.